FedEx full, we commanding the block. Burgundy and gold, got the city on lock. Hustling plays, ain't no need to pretend. DC reppin' strong and we fight to the end. Commanders moving, no breaks, no pause. Hands in the dirt, respecting the call. K-Dot in the mid, dissect the grind. District divider with a city in mind. Join the damn squad, don't miss a bit. And you gotta spread the words, or shit is shit. K-Dot.
Welcome, everyone, to District Divided, a DC sports podcast. More specifically, a Washington Commanders podcast. I am Amit, that is K-Dot, and this is the 12th installment of Shades Monday, where we rock the shades after a victory. The Washington Commanders won at Dallas 23-19. We're going to talk about the game, our post-game reaction to that. We now know our playoff opponent, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We'll give you our early thoughts and reaction to that, and then we get into the comment mailbag as we always do. But before we begin this episode, if you could please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, comment as you always do, and K-Dot.
Before I get into it, no poem or anything today, but I do want a special shout out to a man who does everything he possibly can to support Black women in his own way. Emmanuel Acho, this is for you, buddy. If you know, you know. And it's
Share this shit. That immediately jumped to my timeline. I know exactly what you're talking about. But hey, let's talk about stuff on the field. Let's talk about the Washington Commanders. Hey, wrapping up the best regular season since 1991. 12 wins, 12-5 on the season. The 8-win differential between last season and this season. Best single season turnaround for anybody since the San Francisco 49ers in 2018-2019. So a truly special season. Now, this game was interesting, K-Dot. What were your thoughts on the way that this game flowed and the ultimate result?
So I could begin and just like going to what my notes were saying throughout the game. Like first drive, I'm like,
oh my Lord.
Hey, Jayden, you didn't take that check down. Seems like you're kind of holding on to the football a little too long. Don't like that. Hey, dear, you just shat the bed. Just completely. You just shat your pants. You shat your pants. Not the bed. You shat your pants against Micah Parsons. Like, goddamn. Jayden, even the shit that didn't matter all that much. You eat that sack on third down, or you could have just thrown it away. You had all fucking day to throw it away. And once again, you didn't get hit. Not a real loss, but unnecessary. Just throw it away. You really don't like to throw it away, huh? Eckler, you going the wrong way, buddy? On the third drive? And JD and Terry, what the fuck was that? Right? Like, I could say all those things. Luvu, gift-wrapped interception. You just dropped it, bitch.
Catch it.
That's a 3-point swing right there. Right then and there. Easy money. Easy money. I don't give a fuck about any of that shit, though. We won 12 games.
We won.
We won. Fuck this game. Fuck all that shit. Marcus Mariota doing his thing. Shout out to him. Fucking awesome. And the thing is that now we can see it's not just JD5. This team is clutch. It's clutch. And you hear Dan Quinn talk about it all the time, about them being in this situation. And I'm like, I don't want you fuckers to be in this situation to play a full game. But it's good to know that they get, because that's something deep. I mean, if you really look at it, you start looking at the stats, though, we might be the most clutch team of all time. It's fucking insane. It's insane. The fact that, like, I'm sitting here watching the game and I see the Terry McLaurin touchdown at the end, the touchdown that breaks the franchise record, number one. And I'm sitting there like, oh, all right, they won. No biggie. How many times have I seen that? It's like, yeah, it's just, I'm getting used to it. It's fucking weird. It's weird. Look, man, we're probably going to get blown the fuck out regardless of who it is we playing, right? But we won 12 games. We won 12 games.
12 games, K-Dot. And like you said, just how clutch the team has been now that we've seen Marcus Mariota do it as well. Any one of those would have been another team season highlight. And we got like 6 of them, 7 of them, something like that, just this season. A truly special season. And in terms of the regular season, a huge hats off to Adam Peters, Dan Quinn, Josh Harris. So starting just up there. and how excellent they've been in this turnaround. And then to the players on the roster, because with this much turnover and change, establishing chemistry in time to win football games, I mean, you're against the clock immediately. And they have done an excellent job. And then the superstar rookie that is Jayden Daniels. He had a rough day today. Look, he had a rough day today, but ultimately got the win. The backup comes in, the savvy veteran, the also number 2 overall pick back in the day, the Heisman Trophy winner, steps up and goes, this is how it's done. Nice and easy. 15 of 18, 161 yards, 2 touchdowns, also 5 carries, 56 yards, and a touchdown. Marcus Mariota was fantastic. And it was great to see him get his shine as well, especially after the Jayden Daniels mic'd up dropped. And, you know, you've got the MVP chance going after we take the time out for him to catch his breath. And Mariota's going, stand up, use your God-given abilities to win us this game. You've got it in you. Go ahead, go do it. So you can see him supporting on the sideline and now supporting this team in delivering that 12th win today. Like you said, look, a lot of holes, right? In the trenches. My God, we could not get to Trey Lance at all. Shout out Jonathan Allen. He did get a sack, though. That's great. But we can't hold up against the Dallas defensive line. Got dominated. Thank goodness Trey Lance played. That 4th down throw where it was short. It was there. It was easy. He missed it. Like, the game's done. We needed to win. We won. Job done. On to the next one. Any other thoughts, honestly, Kate, up before we go ahead and give our early thoughts on the Tampa Bay matchup?
A fuck ton. They're all negative, though. It's
like that's the thing. We want to actually stick to the game and break it down, or do we just want to, hey, it was cool?
So, like, anytime we're watching a game, I'm always going through my head of, like, all right, what do I want to see on an all-22? Do I even fucking want to do an all-22, right? The entire time I'm watching AM. This particular game, early on with Jayden, I'm like, I can't wait to break down the all-22 because I don't know what the fuck is going on.
I think this was his worst game, honestly.
Yeah, early. And that's so. Look, there have been other games that have felt similar to this, but not this much in such a compact space, right? So, like, you've heard me say at times over the course of the season, like, dude, there are guys open, just pull the fucking trigger. I saw that twice today, like outright just on the TV. Like, I'm like, you clearly have a dude right there. You're just choosing not to do it. What are you doing? The all-22 could be very illuminating in the sense of maybe there are other guys that are open and he's just not taking it. Or maybe there was really good coverage and I just saw the 2 plays that there might have been something there that just, they shut him down. Maybe it wasn't a good day for our wide receivers, right? Like nobody's really having a great day. OZ had his moments of shit. Terry had his moments of absolute shit until Marcus got him involved. Luke McCaffrey wasn't on offense, but special teams, Jesus Christ.
Him and Michael Davis.
Jesus, man. Like, so maybe it was just they had an absolutely no good shit day from the wide receiving core. Like, I don't know. The all-22 will illuminate that. But once Marcus Mariota got in, it was sort of like, all right, I don't really need to see shit. Like, and then there's other stuff. Like, I don't understand Cliff's game plan at all in this one. I don't get the not running the ball, like, at all. Like, I'm just giving up on it.
Literally at all.
Yeah, it was like, we're done. It felt like this. I remember when we did the pre-show with Nathan, I was like, I kind of want to see a lot of Eckler. I think this is maybe like get Eckler warmed up game. Like maybe that was what the thought was. Like, but like, and then like the trick play pissed me off. It made me really angry. It was like, number one, why pull this out now? Like, we're about to go to the playoffs. Like, what the fuck is the point of doing this right now? And then OZ, what the fuck are you doing? Like, it was right there. Did you have any as your ball catch?
Can I at least say, just in OZ's, I don't know if defense is even the correct word, because man, you got to catch it. I think he lost it in the lights when they zoomed in on his face. Man. Like, I think he completely mislocated where the ball was. Like, I think he lost it in the lights, honestly.
It's a possibility. I mean, he needs an excuse. He can't be, my hand don't work. Like, it's just,
yeah, that was tough. Hell of a throw by De'Ami Brown.
Yeah, no shit. I was like, God damn. But once I go back to, dude, it was amazingly designed. Why'd you blow it against Dallas and this bullshit? Like, use that against the Philadelphia Eagles if we go match up against them. Use that against Tampa Bay. Like, if you guys are like, why show that now? Like, maybe you got more up your sleeve. Maybe you were just trying something out. I don't know, but I didn't get the sense. I just didn't understand. And then also, like, you think about the Luke McCaffrey, it felt like early I was like, God damn it, special teams again. You sons of bitches again. It's just everything that has pissed me off about this team at some point this season. was absolutely there in this game. He was so like, but we still won, and we have 12 wins, and we're in the playoffs. And like I've been saying all season, it's house money, baby. It's just we got a lot of shit to address come this offseason. Regardless of what, we can win a fucking Super Bowl. There's a lot of shit to address this offseason, and I really can't wait to get there. I'm so excited about where we're at right now. All these matchups look great. Can't wait for the night's game, which we'll record right before the Sunday night game. Yeah, I'm feeling really good about everything except for majority of the game that I just watched.
Yeah. Again, the result was great. The result was needed, although Green Bay, oof. I mean,
those motherfuckers right there.
Wow.
That was the only thing I think that I saw on Twitter because I was getting some text, and I usually don't look at my text, but goddamn was this game boring at the beginning. I saw everybody was taking solace in the fact that everyone that should have won was sucking early.
Yeah. Atlanta was down, Tampa was down, Green Bay down, we were down. It was just does anybody want anything? What exactly is going on over here?
And Green Bay might have fucked themselves. Green Bay straight up fucked themselves. Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna go ahead and see what happens with Green Bay, but man, to end their season or their regular season the way that they did, we'll see what happens with Jordan Love. I don't know what the update is over there. But
can I ask you a question before we get into the playoffs? Really break down stuff just
this
about this game comparing to the playoffs. As a segue, I guess. We talked with Nathan about what we wanted to see in this game to lead into the playoffs, right? Mm-hmm. Did you see anything that you'd like to see, or is there a positive spin on what happened today that leads into the playoff game for you?
Sure. So the positive, I had stuff written down as well. A positive for me, Mike Sanders still, who I thought did pretty well. He had a number of pass breakups, a number of tackles, looked like he was ready for the game. That's it. So, I mean, honestly, the defensive line did not generate any sort of pressure or push. The Jeremy Chin sack, it was great. He was a totally free runner. Jonathan Allen did finally get in, but it took a little time. It was very discouraging, honestly, this game. Offensive line got beat around like crazy. It was nice. Okay, here's another one. Marcus Mariota, obviously. It was a nice contrast because Mariota was very okay, I'm getting rid of the ball right now. Excuse me. I don't know what was happening there. I'm getting rid of the ball right now, right? It was a lot of timing, a lot of, you say, boom, bap. It was a lot of that. And so that was really nice to see. And I'm sure it was also nice for Jayden, if he was paying much attention at all, when he was, to be oh, yeah, well, we can go pretty quick. I see it. I hit it. It's that simple, because I think more recently, maybe that's not been the case. A lot of scrambles, right? 16 carries last week, and then a lot of holding it today. So to your point, so I think maybe that's a bit of a positive as well. But honestly, for me, it was Mikey Sanders still and Marcus. That was on the field. Those were the positives. And Eckler getting back into shape. Jonathan Allen getting back into shape. That's about it.
Fair enough. I wanted more vibes. I just wanted this ride kind of high. I know that you and Nathan were kind of on the side of sometimes they get a little too overconfident going to the next game. Maybe they need a chip on the shoulder. I look at this game and I'm did you watch the post game?
No, I did not watch the post game.
So Jayden still spoke. So Mariota spoke, but Jayden also spoke. And Jayden was being a good teammate, but you could absolutely see, because they asked him how did it feel watching that, and he's like, of course I wanted to be out there. You can see it's irking him. He wanted to be out there. He wanted to be doing shit. But that's it just felt as though this was one of those games. It's the Jayden criticism I had at LSU and the Jayden criticisms I had earlier this season, which is he's always looking for the home run and doesn't take. That to me was dude, I've seen you do some shit the last few weeks that made me think that was over. It was over. You look at those 16 carries or whatever, a lot of that's designed runs, right? He's still scrambling. He's still scrambling at a higher rate than anybody else. But a lot of that's designed run shit. We did the breakdown in the All-22. There was some great shit happening with that. But it's just, dude, you when the offense is click. I don't know how you don't understand at this point. It's got to feel good when you're completing fucking passes multiple in a row, and it's usually one way that it
right.
looks.
So let's remind ourselves that he is a rookie.
Yeah, fair
right.
enough.
Like, but we talk about him like a vet because he's been so good, right? But like, this is still his rookie year. And I think he got into hero mode over the last few weeks. Honestly, between the Philadelphia game, the Atlanta game, and then this one, he's like, okay, I know it works. I know it gets me a lot of praise. It like he's a baby learning this, right? Like this is learned behavior. Oh, if I'm a hero and I can do it in this league, well, that's great. Dallas was like, no, can't do that every week, by the way. Like, that's a talented defensive line that he went up against. It's a talented secondary when he jogged out of bounds instead of throwing it away for a loss of 4 on 3rd and 16 or whatever it was. Like, that is still part of the learning process.
I get it. I got one more question. It might be a little more controversial, but we leave it here and we go to the
No, there's no QB controversy. Go ahead. What's the next one?
Would we have won the game Jayden stayed in?
I think so, but because I've seen him flip a switch in the second half.
I want to think that too.
Okay.
Okay. I want to think that. I'm being honest. I want to think that too. I honestly don't know. I don't know. I really don't know.
And what else I'm drawing from is in early games this season, we talked about how he would literally change in the middle of the game. And so I think he probably would have gotten back to that. I think at halftime, he gets back to that. He's like, man, I've got 38 yards, 6 of 12. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, he knows he's better than that. And I think he gets back into that rhythm.
I've actually seen Cliff make adjustments going in the second half more than I've seen.
Well, I think Cliff did make adjustments, right? And it just so happened that Marcus was the quarterback that was in. So I think that we would have. But I'm also going to say it was really nice entering the playoffs that Marcus had this type of performance, because I think it's really good for team morale overall. Everyone loves Marcus Mariota in that locker room. He's been instrumental on the sidelines. And then it's also nice, again, for us as fans. Well, what if Jayden took a nasty hit and Marcus had to come in for a little bit, or God forbid he had to finish the game? Well, okay, we've seen Marcus operate. So, and Marcus has now seen himself operate. Just had a clutch play to Terry. So I think it was really nice, honestly, that Marcus was the one that got to finish this one out. There was some leg soreness with Jayden, which is why he was pulled, for anybody that was wondering. So I had no problem with it, K-Dot. No problem with it.
Cool. The only concern, like the concerns, well, we'll get into that. Yeah, it's the only thing that concerns me at all is the Jayden Terry thing, but I guess we'll get into more of that later.
We will get into more of that, of course. Early reaction. We are going to go ahead and play against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The same way that our regular season started is how our postseason starts, at the number 3 seed Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who their vibes are high after Mike Evans had that 8-yard reception that ended the game, and all the Buccaneers ran over to him and celebrated with him as he ties Jerry Rice's record for 1,000-yard seasons. K-Dot, over to you. Early reaction, thoughts to this matchup.
When I was watching the end of that Bucs game, the first thing I thought was, wow, they're the anti-Eagles. For every reason I want to face Philadelphia, not only because of the learning process, which is probably the majority of it, but also because I just don't think they're cohesive enough as a team, and I think there's some holes there. Are the same reasons that I'm terrified of Tampa Bay, in the sense of I don't think there are any holes from a team chemistry standpoint. These dudes are rallying around each other, and they are playing fucking hard. If you want to talk about going in the playoffs with the vibes you want to have, that's it. like what they did, that's what I like. That's what I want to see happen, right? So that part of it scares me. But still, if I'm looking at like any team that I wanted to face, just from a standpoint of like, what do I actually think can happen as far as from win standpoint, which has never really been my forte. When we've discussed this, but I actually do think Tampa Bay gives us the best opportunity. I know that I'm higher on the Rams than other people. And I still have to say, and you tried to shut me up in our fucking text thread, but the Rams look good with the backups. Jordan
Whittington went nuts today.
Just saying.
You've been called for it.
If Jimmy G throws a better ball, we're playing the Rams there at the end. Look, so like I work, so like part of me just has an existential fear of Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua, right? When I look at Tampa Bay, I'm terrified of Baker Mayfield like making shit happen if the pass rush can't get there. I'm hopeful that Marshawn Lattimore can pull some of his Saint shit and shut down Mike Evans. Like that's just a thing. That's kind of that's a lot of what I'm banking on, honestly, is that Lattimore's coming back. And he's going to be able to stop Mike Evans. Because if you start looking at some of the other guys, they have dudes that are kind of stepped up to some degree. You look at like McMillan and the tight end, mainly Bucky Irving out of the backfield.
Bucky's the one that scares me the most. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's just like, but it goes back to what I said last episode. I can look through, and especially after just watching what Trey fucking Lance just did. There's not a team in these playoffs that I don't think could beat the everlasting shit out of our defense. Not one.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's well said. So, like, my early thoughts also are that it is probably, Kate, I know a review on the Rams. Look, the Rams, their ceiling, they are a really, really good football team. They're a very experienced football team. So, in that respect, I'm glad we're not seeing them. I think we would have gotten more of a home-ish crowd, so to speak, Jayden going there. So that, like, that narrative is very cool. But this narrative is also really cool. Jayden starts his career at Tampa Bay, and he gets the opportunity to get right in the playoffs against the same Tampa Bay team that owes us a bit of thanks for beating Atlanta, right? And making it so all they had to do was win and get in and now play us. So I'm excited for this matchup. I'm amped for this matchup. We've got a bit of a history with Tampa Bay over the years, talking about regular season games, playoff games with them. Bucky Irving scares me. Like you said, Trey Lance could have lit us up today. He had all the time in the world to do so. And to an extent, he kind of did. So, like, now we're talking about Baker Mayfield, who did really, really well against us in that very first game. The other nice thing about this is I think the competitor that Marshawn Lattimore is, I think he's particularly juiced for this one between this LA Rams and Philly. Mike Evans on the other side. Okay. I enjoy that one. The psyche of an elite corner, of a high quality corner, is just different. And so I feel like Marshawn is going to do everything he can to play this game. So lots of storylines in it. Very excited for it. Any final thoughts before we move to the comment mailbag here, Kata?
Once again, I'm putting a lot of faith in Marshawn Lattimore. Everything I've seen from Marshawn Lattimore on the field right now so far has been like, okay, I'm giving the only benefit that Marshawn gets at this point for me is you're rusty because you have enough playing time. Maybe you get right because it's a guy you know, like you're used to him. Like maybe that's it. But I go back to this. Do you see the red zone stats for Dallas?
I do.
1 of 6.
Yeah, I see the possession as well. And the turnovers.
They suck ass. That was Trey Lance, Rico Dowdle, in a CeeDee Lamb-less offense.
No Lamb.
What the fuck? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
No, you can't do that. If that's going to be anything that we see in this next upcoming game, I guess we're banking on miracles. We're just going to be a team of fucking miracles. Like, get the movie scripts ready. Like, that's the only way I've seen it.
This regular season has literally been a movie script. So, yeah, they're already out. They're already doing their thing. But, yeah, we need a little bit more. Winning a playoff game would be unbelievable. Incredible. I know we talk about, hey, we got Jayden and where he ranks in the NFC, depending on who you are. Some of you have him all the way at number 1. Some of you have him at 3 or 4, or wherever you may have him. But there's a whole other aspect to this, which is the entire team. And so, yes, we will need some things to go our way. Just to level set with everybody, we will need some things to go our way. We will need some calls to go our way. And we'll also need Jayden to be special. We'll need run game support. We'll need the defensive line to step up and get some push. There's a lot we need. But we're in the playoffs with 12 wins, and it's an exciting time. So with that, we're going to go over to the comment mailbag featuring an intro from our very own Nikki.
Comment mailbag time, motherfuckers. The district divided, ain't got time for no suckers. Spread the word, get in line. OGs and new G's, it's your time. And spread the gospel, cause this shit is divine. Yeah.
All right, thank you as always for that intro, Nikki. We're beginning with Tony. Shout out Tony. OG. This one in particular, kid, I got a laugh out of me. Coach should start an Eagles podcast called Locker Room Divided. Get out your reaction.
I ain't piling on Coach, but it's true.
It was great. Tony, love that comment. Shout out, man. We go over to Vindo. Oh, gee. Shout out, Vindo. I wasn't saying that comparing him, Jayden, is bad. I was just saying that everyone has their own situations. In no way is it a knock to be compared to a better player. I was just stating how great JD5 is. I want to reiterate how great players elevate the players around them. That's all. That's what Vindo's saying about Jayden Daniels. We were talking about Jayden being special. We were talking about Jayden being almost in a class of his own at times in the context of this regular season. K-Dot, your reaction to the comment.
I had an ex-girlfriend who was a Sagittarius. Now, I'm not a huge astrology guy, but I believe in some of it, okay? And when I would read a horoscope, I'm like, God damn, does that describe that bitch? But it's like, I shouldn't say that. But she used to hate getting put in a bucket. She's like, I'm an individual. I don't like to be compared to anybody. Don't fucking limit me in what it is I am. And I'm like, I get that. I understand it. But I come from a particular philosophy that I know most people don't come from, which is I think most of us are not that fucking special. There's not that many things that are just universal to you. I think it's egotistical to think that that's the case. Not harshly. I'm just saying that that's what I think majority of people are like. I don't like. You can be offended, or you can think, or you could feel it as though I can understand even feeling though it's a bit of a slight. They want to compare anybody to anything because of their particular situations. We're talking about fucking football. And the only thing you can really do in football is compare. It's what we all do. It's just part of it. It's just going to happen. And if the quarterback for your team is getting compared to Lamar fucking Jackson, consider it an honor. And the fact that he could surpass Lamar, and we're even talking about right now in certain aspects that he's surpassing Lamar. Once again, comparison, but still, goddamn, it's just we're doing sports talk, guys. Like this is what we do. We're not. This is it. If you want, like, as a matter of fact, I'm actually thinking about it. Is there such a thing as like good or safe or like only positive take sport talk?
Yeah, but it's not that popular, I don't think.
Where?
I think it's been well, I don't know. I haven't heard of it. That's the point. That's the point.
I'm just saying. It's just that's the thing. It's like I think we try to do the best job we can and usually be fairly positive about stuff and look at people individually, and we're fairly kind, I think, overall. Yeah, I get. Look, once again, I'm not harping on you, man, but it's like it's cool, it's fine. We're not doing it. It's not bad happening.
Yeah, absolutely. We go over to Darren Cox. Shout out Darren Cox. So basically, the white dude skid of everybody. We have house money. I don't care who we play. To hear him talk, the Rams and Tampa Bay should be in the Super Bowl. We could lose to anybody, but we could beat any of those teams. Also, if we don't play them first, we will play them the second game, right? Who cares when we play? We just got to play hard. Play our kind of football, just like DQ says, any place, anywhere, any motherfucking body. If you're scared, getting somebody pocket and move the fuck on. That is what Darren Cox has to say. Darren Cox says, hey, enough, man. Don't be afraid of anybody. We can take anybody. We're playing with house money. Let's get after it. And it is playoff time. On to Tampa Bay. K-Dot, your reaction.
I think one can say, as I've been saying all year long, I don't give a fuck who it is we face. I don't really even care about the outcome of what it is that happens. I think all of this matters as far as the future trajectory of the team. I think we are playing with house money, and that is all true. You look at the salary cap space, you look at where we're at, you look at this might be the floor that we're seeing for this fucking team, right? All that can be true. And you can also state, I think unequivocally, that we are the worst fucking team in the NFC playoffs, okay? Like, I think both things can be true. I think they're all true. Like, it's just, we're outside of JD5. Outside of JD5.
Right. If you take the quarterbacks out of the equation for all the teams and then evaluate the rosters.
Yes.
We're far and away
we are the worst
team. Yes.
We are the absolute fucking worst. And even in some of the areas in which we do have some talent, they're not consistent. And we have not been able to amass a multitude of games, or even a full game of seeing it at 100%. And if we do, everybody points to one of two games, either the Tennessee game or the Cincinnati Bengals game. And guess what? Not the Cincinnati, the Arizona Cardinals. And guess what? Both those teams suck. Okay? Tennessee just got the number 1 overall fucking pick.
Congratulations, Tennessee.
And sorry, Jared Mayo. But damn. I mean, I didn't think you were really getting a job, but damn. Yeah, I'm just saying, we're not that good. And it's okay. We are far outdone anything we should have done. And that's a good thing.
100%. Here's the deal. We hit on the quarterback. That is the hardest thing to do in the NFL. You hit on the quarterback. Filling out the rest of the roster is difficult, but it's not nearly as hard as hitting on the quarterback. So now we have the cap space. We have the draft picks to be able to hit on positions that are typically easier to hit. Yep. And so now we just need to go ahead and do that. In Adam, we trust.
One more thing, just quickly. In the usual development of a team and like a quarterback, right? Like usually the team drafts the quarterback. They still suck for a while, right? Is they're trying to build all the pieces and stuff around the team.
Yeah.
And part of the process is that young quarterback has to go in the playoffs and usually lose. But usually that doesn't come until year 3, 4, when you start becoming that conversation of, do we want to re-sign this guy? He lost in the playoffs, right? You know that conversation?
Mm-hmm.
We're doing it year 1.
Yeah.
He's already getting he's getting the experience in year 1. It's incredible. It's incredible shit. Just know the timeline. Just remind yourself of the timeline, people.
And he's playing at such a level that we don't even need to. It's hard to imagine a scenario 3 years down the line where we're like, should we re-sign the guy? It seems pretty obvious that no matter what happens, like, knock on wood and everything, that it's going to be a surefire. This is our guy.
Controversial take. If I'm Josh Harris, I'm re-signing him now because the money only going to get more.
I know. If they were allowed to, trust me. If they were allowed to, they would. They gotta wait 2 years. I'm sure they're talking to the agent already. Who probably liked a tweet he shouldn't have. We go over to Ridge, where your helmet at. Shout out. The Seahawks are for sure our playoffs boogeyman. It eliminated us in 2005 after we beat Tampa Bay in the wild card. The Mike Allstott 2-point game was in the regular season that year. Yep. 2007, and then again in 2012. 2000, I wasn't yet a fan, so can't feel the pain like you. And 2020 was Heineke versus Brady, but I consider the Brady Bucks an entirely different Tampa Bay. Puka or Cup on St. Juste or Michael Davis would be a war crime. I think the Bucks are a better team than the Rams overall, but agree that if Lattimore can suit up to play Evans, our major weakness can be taken care of. Not to mention, it would just be great to see that matchup again. Post-game update. I've seen enough. Give Mariota the keys to the playoffs. Let this Cowboys game serve as a reminder that we are still not a, quote, superior, end quote, team that can coast to a win no matter who we play. We are a middle-of-the-pack team with a good coaching staff that is getting clutch QB play. That last part is the main difference between now and the Kirk days. I believe in JD's ability to bounce back from a bad game. Bring on the Rams/Bucks. And, of course, that's going to be the Bucks. K-Dot, your reaction.
I saw so because Coach called me out a couple weeks ago on Twitter, I'm now following Coach on Twitter, which I didn't really care to do. And Coach earlier said that Marcus Mariota was the better quarterback. Ridge, Coach, shut the fuck up. Like, I want to hear his shit. Okay? Shut the fuck up. Look, Mariota, in the times that we've seen him, have done exactly what it is that we wanted him to do. The only thing that solidifies for me is that unless he thinks that what he's done here has allowed him the opportunity to go compete somewhere else, which I still don't think is enough, I want this motherfucker locked down as our backup for a significant period of time. He has far exceeded anything I'd ever want from our backup quarterback in what he's been doing as far as mentoring Jayden. We all see what happened as far as last week with the pep talk and all that kind of shit. It's amazing shit. I love seeing that. It's awesome. But that's it. That's fucking it. J.D. Fowler's a god. Okay, he's a god. He's a savior. But we don't want to give him a savior compliment. But he's our savior. We're just being a secret about it. Okay?
Right. It's a secret.
And yeah, beyond that, Puka Nacua Cooper Kupp is a war crime. That's what it is that our secondary is doing. And the only thing I can hang my hat on is Marshawn Lattimore potentially stopping Mike Evans. But that's the only thing I can hang my hat on because every other aspect of it scares the ever-living shit out of me.
Yeah, still got to stop the run game, and this isn't Rashad White. Bucky Irving has been a revelation for that Bucs team. So that again, and we'll have a full preview episode for you guys coming out Friday at 2 p.m. But Ridge, excellent comment here. It's good to see the stroll down memory lane with the Seattle Seahawks and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, respectively. Go ahead, K-Dot.
What was he a fan of in 2000?
2000, he wasn't a fan of football yet. He was living in, So then he comes back
Got
and is getting into it. Yeah. And he also, was it 03? He was a fan of the Redskins and the Carolina Panthers because he saw Jake Delhomme play football. He's like, that guy. Fucking love that guy.
He's a dumbass.
He had a Delhomme jersey. I mean, hey, it was a fun year for the Carolina Panthers. He became a fan week 1, just to be clear. So he got that entire journey with Stephen Davis and the crew.
Ridge, rock and roll. I'm glad that you're here on the bandwagon. Make sure you stay registered anytime you move.
All right. And then we go over to the Nathan Barry. Shout out, Nathan and Rep the District. Thanks for having me on. Nathan, thanks for coming on. Really appreciate you. Banger of an episode. Got a lot of views. People really enjoyed it. Get out your reaction.
It was awesome having him on. It's great when we go over there. It's great when he comes over here. I know we need more connections in this space as far as having creators on and off or whatever. I did actually, I spent, because we had the issue with the episode last week because of how long it was.
Yes, we did. Yeah.
So I was on our YouTube page, which I'm never on. I was I was looking at like subscribers and stuff we have. I'm like, oh shit, there's some like well-known people in the area that like subscribe to us.
Is that right? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it was like, holy shit, that was kind of cool. So like, made me feel kind of good. But yeah, we need to. Yeah, we got to do more. But yeah, Nathan and
by we he means me, which is true.
No,
definitely
not true.
do need to do.
Not true. Actually, that was a topic of conversation with the date that I went on. We talked about this podcast a lot because I ain't really got a whole lot else going for me, so I had to make this seem like it was a big deal.
It is a big deal.
It is what it is. Okay?
It is.
No, there's stuff that we need to do, and I say we absolutely as a collective way.
Fair enough. We go over to Big Papa Grizzly. Speaking of just having a good time and sticking around for the whole thing, Big Papa Grizzly goes at the 2-hour 40-second mark. Shout out Big Papa. Listen to the whole fucking thing. Appreciate that, Big Papa.
Yeah.
I couldn't give less of a shit if the Bell City Bitch Pigeons come together as a team or not. In fact, I'm actively rooting against a cohesive locker room in Philadelphia. However, I have a soft spot in my heart for the wrongly/underutilized players in this league, and Saquon Barkley is at the top of that list. A man runs his heart out for you and carries your team for an entire season, and you can't let him at least attempt to achieve immortality? A Super Bowl ring is great, but there are more Super Bowl champs not in the Hall of Fame than are. To break that kind of record cements a legacy that carries you into eternity. A Super Bowl is a team accomplishment, and as much as the other players help block on plays, there have been plenty of great running backs that have played behind better offensive lines that have not achieved what Saquon has. The man deserves his opportunity of glory. I mean, spot on. No notes from me. That is exactly how I feel about the situation. Saquon deserved an opportunity and didn't get it. It sucks. Go ahead, K-Dot.
It's Philadelphia for you. And here's what they don't want. Here's what they don't want to be talking about. But I'm telling you, they know deep down, Tanner McKee is Nick Foles. They can make it there if they follow Tanner McKee and Saquon Barkley. I know somebody on Philadelphia radio. Just tune in. If you got an ability to just live stream Philadelphia radio, somebody's going to say it. And they're going to get shot down immediately because Philadelphia, they should eat their own, right? But I'm telling you right now, it's going to be a moment. If Jalen gets concussed again, God forbid he doesn't. I know you guys think that I'm wishing the worst for him. I don't. I wish him a Merry Christmas. Happy New Year, Jalen. Tanner McKee, he's the guy.
Tanner McKee is the guy. We shall see. Maybe he is. I don't know. Jalen Hurts will clear concussion protocol while you guys are watching this, by the way. We go over to...
I'm just saying, he coming off the concussion, if he starts off a little slow, and we just saw what Tanner did, just saying.
Here we go. We go to Jamal Bibi Charbonneui. Shout out.
Whoa.
Best way to close out that last time I gave up on it, I was like, Bibi Shah, I don't know. Like that was the rest of it. Jamal Bibi Charbonneui. Shout out. Best way to close out the regular season is with a shout out. That could be a shutout. That could be a shout out. Shout out. And we certainly didn't get the shutout. In fact, Dallas, if there was a quarterback not named Trey Lance playing, I mean, a tough game for us, huh? K-Dot, your reaction before we move to the next one.
If Dallas was an absolute ass on offense, we would have lost.
All right, cool. When we go,
although I don't know. I don't fucking understand this team. I don't know when we play up or when we play down. It's a talent discrepancy. I'm just saying. That's what it is. That's what we're watching.
Well, what I will say then is with 12 wins and the way we've won some games, this team has grit and determination. I'll tell you that. Because no matter what, no matter who we're playing against, we dig deep to get the result. So that much you give this team for sure.
Look, man, in my opinion, you have to give Coach of the Year to KOC at this point. I think you have to. What he did with Sam Darnold and losing J.J. McCarthy early on, they even had a death on the team, like the shit that they had to go through to get to where they're at. I'm willing to give it to KOC. I got it. But if it wasn't for KOC, the job that Dan Quinn, this coaching staff, and the front office have done this season should be studied. Like, if you want to see how to do a 180 of an entire corporation or business and a football team, like, they should teach this in so many classes because it is a master class. What you see in this team with the talent discrepancy is you see the mantra, you see they're believing in what it means to be a commander. That's the shit. That's the shit that makes me so excited about the future. That's the shit that I was worried about the most, right? That's the shit that we kept talking about. How do you build a team? We're already there. We're already that part of it's there. What it means to be a commander, we're getting an idea of what that is. That's fucking insane. That took years for Pittsburgh or Baltimore or even San Francisco in the Kyle Shanahan era, even though that's kind of getting over. Like, for all that shit to do, it takes a while. Motherfucker, they haven't been here for a year. What?
We go over to JG. Shout out. Oh, no, Nathan. I wish you hadn't told us about EP being a Dallas fan. I assume she's been deprogrammed. There are a couple of replies in there. Nathan goes, yep, the moment she saw our child in burgundy and gold, she switched over as well. So EP now a Commanders fan, and we salute you, EP. Shout out. We go over to the Benjamins, 88. Shout out. I like Jedi 5, but I personally just call him 5. This is in reference to the nickname. And everyone knows who I'm talking about because nobody else does what 5 does. What stuck with me is back in TC, training camp, Cliff said every day 5 would come back having mastered the installs from the previous day's practice. The anticipation and the accuracy we've seen in the smallest of windows and biggest of moments leaves you in awe. I may be wrong, but I ain't tripping saying I count the bad decisions he's made throwing the ball on one hand, but I damn sure ain't a full 2. The running aspect is elite, and it might not even be his best trait. I got 5 on it. It's year 1. It had the jingle. That's the comment. Go ahead, K-Dot.
I didn't like that at the end.
I'm sorry. It's what the comment demanded.
You seem really Emmanuel Acho right now.
It's what the comment demanded.
Just say it. You say it.
And you keep that to just how we're potting, to be clear, sir.
You like their podcast. So
I'm not sure what's happening tomorrow. I'm curious to see how they handle
Number one,
that.
I don't know what it was that made you make sure that you skipped over my reaction to the previous comment. Probably a good idea, but you did it. And I was like, oh,
it's called being a good host.
My mind was going, brother.
I know. And we're up against a kickoff that's happening.
Oh yeah, fuck it. It's for whatever.
All right. We go to Jess Santo. Shout out, Jess. It was fun watching Nathan swear. You're welcome, Jess. 12-5. I did not think it was possible this year at the beginning of the season. I would have been happy with 9 wins. I don't really have a lot to say about the game because I was having trouble streaming it in the beginning. Then I fell asleep during the fourth quarter. But it appears to have went the same way as the last 3 games have gone. Slow, shitty start. Momentum picks up throughout the game. Bam! Miraculous walk-off touchdown. The defense has some issues, especially in the run game and cornerback room. The offense needs to get into a rhythm sooner. It seems like they were earlier in the season. Around the Baltimore game is when they started to have the slow starts and miscommunication. At the end of the day, I couldn't be happier about where this team is. I never thought we'd ever get rid of Snyder, and I felt we'd never find a franchise quarterback. In 1 year's time, that piece of shit kicked rocks, and we have an awesome new ownership group that cares about the community, fan base, and on-field product. We have a quarterback with every intangible you could ever want. An intelligent front office with an eye for talent and player fit. The best coaching staff since the Shanahan era. A team full of dedicated, hardworking players who are selfless and put the team first. We're 12-5, have the 6th seed locked. The fan base is back in full force. Jerry World was painted burgundy and gold today. I don't give a shit about what happens in the playoffs, but right now, sit back and enjoy this completely sustainable new iteration of our team. Who has it better than us right now from where we've been for the last 2 decades? Playoff bound, let's fucking go. Shares thy feces. K-Dot, your reaction.
Who has better than us? Nobody. We're feeling good. And to combine the two, as far as the Jayden stuff, the reason I care about Boom Bat is because I think that a lot of what ends up happening on this team is some that happened during that little losing streak that we were on. They overthink things. And I think Jayden's also one of those people that do the same thing. When he's probably doing his AR shit, VR. It's VR. I mean, I was going with augmented reality. It's not. It's virtual reality. You're right.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're right. I was wrong. I think that it becomes second nature stuff. When we get into problems is when shit just slows down too much.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that they're overthinking things at times. I think that was even the case during this game. I need to see them do more muscle memory.
Fair enough. And then we go over to Earl Bruce to conclude the Comment Mailbag. Shout out Earl Bruce. 12-5. How sweet it is. We're playing with house money. And it's true. I mean, a lot of the comments have said so, and I think we also feel the same way. 12 wins. We've already said it numerous times on this show and talking about the 11 wins in the prior show. It's been a magical season, K-Dot.
Yeah, man. Shit, house money could have been my fucking nickname all season. Like, I fucking love this shit. Like, there's not. We're going to do the preview. I don't think it's going to be good. I don't think it'll be really positive, but doesn't matter. I don't care. I don't think you guys can understand or comprehend how much I don't give a fuck. My mind is already on next season. I know that's stupid. I know it's probably dumb. I know I'm probably gone too far, but it's been that way ever since I came down and said that I was wrong about JJ McCarthy. Was when you know that I'm in it for the future, baby. I'm in it for the future.
Yeah, and we still have the present, and we will have that preview episode against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers coming out Friday at 2 p.m. This was the show. This was District Divided, a DC sports podcast, more specifically, a Washington Commanders podcast. I am Amit. That is K-Dot. This was another installment of Shades Monday. Hope you guys are rocking them as well. And if you enjoyed the episode, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, comment as you always do, and K-Dot.
Emmanuel Acho. Share this shit.
Share this shit. We appreciate you guys. And we will see you for the next episode, Friday, 2 p.m. So until then, live it up, soak it in, and take it easy.
Soaking. Bye, everybody.
In DC, we're just hoping that you listen.